Ladies and gentlemen, this video is not intended to tarnish the image of the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, UNHCR, neither is it intended to tarnish the image of the government of the Republic of Guinea, West Africa, for human rights violation. However, we are left with no options but to have our story told to the public. In so doing, we believe very strongly that with your help, the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, UNHCR, and the government of the Republic of Guinea will take care of their responsibilities. This has to do with a gentleman named J. Bobby Yekesson. Mr. Yekesson was a refugee on the land refugee camp or Camp Lenin in Guinea, West Africa. I present to you Mr. Yekesson's registration card with the UNHCR. Mr. Yekesson volunteered as a refugee, as a teacher with the RRC on the camp. And I present to you his ID cards along with some of the certificates that were issued to him by the RRC. Mr. Yekesson was falsely accused by members of the Bureau of Coordination for Refugees, the BCR, which was a branch of the armed forces of the Republic of Guinea. Mr. Mohamed Keita and Lord Camara accused Mr. Yekesson of taking an old tarpaulin. Without further investigation, despite the innocence of Mr. Yekesson, he was brutalized, gruesomely assaulted, until 3 of his ribs were broken. Let me say, are broken. There was an organization called the JRS on Camp Lenin. They had the tarpaulin in their possession at their office. And they came to the BCR and confirmed Mr. Yekesson's innocence with respect to the tarpaulin. Mr. Yekesson was taken to the hospital in Zarikre in Guinea, West Africa, where X-ray results showed that Mr. Yekesson's injury was worrisome. 3 of his ribs were broken. The United Nations High Commission for Refugees, the medical director, Dr. Diallo, instructed the hospital to give Mr. Yekesson a false medical certificate. And I present to you that false medical certificate from Zarikre, Guinea, West Africa. Dr. Diallo, the medical director for the UNHCR, was a friend to the medical director for the Médecins Sans Frontières on the camp. Dr. Diallo influenced his friend at Médecins Sans Frontières to also issue a false medical report or certificate to Mr. Yekesen. I present to you that false medical certificate from Guinea, West Africa. The doctor at the hospital in Jolicoeur, who had initially issued the first false medical certificate, could not rest because his conscience could not let him. So he had to come clean. And he, at this time, wrote exactly as found on the X-ray imagery. And this is that medical certificate which detailed Mr. Yekesen's injuries. Mr. Yekesen, along with the Liberian Refugee Committee on the camp, continuously pleaded with the United Nations High Commission for Refugees to take Mr. Yekesen for proper medical care, all to none avail. The Liberian Refugee Committee was left with no options but to write an attestation that indeed the incident took place and they witnessed it. I present to you the attestation from the Liberian Refugee Committee on Camp Lenin. I also present to you some of the letters that were written by Mr. Yekesen to the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. The United Nations High Commission for Refugees and the government of the Republic of Guinea abandoned Mr. Yekesen, neglected Mr. Yekesen, and later on closed the camp while they were still there. I present to you documents to that effect from the government and the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. We have written to Geneva, pleading, calling on the UNHCR to help this gentleman, at least just to ease his pain. The wife is overburdened. Kids are forced out of school. She is virtually a single mother who cannot take care of the full responsibility of the family. All to none avail. I have letters from Geneva, from the UNHCR Inspector General's office. It's painful. But let me show you now the lifestyle or the living condition that Mr. Yekesen and his family has resorted to. They have to resort coming to the bush to live, to avoid humiliation. It's just mind-boggling, man. It's very difficult to comprehend. Simply because someone decides to take advantage of another human being or individual because they have no say. This is painful. Now I can see, I think the kids are coming to meet the parents. And this is where they live instead of going to school. The opportunity to advance, they've been denied for no fault of their own. They did not do it. Papi, turn around. Yanko, wait, let me see, Papi. How are you doing? This is where you guys live? Yeah. Wow. This looks like her mom. How are you doing? What is your name?
My name is Mabi.
Mabi? Wow. How are you doing? Let's go. Pass in front. Let's go, okay? Whew. Yes. From the main road to this place, I think you can see the distance. I parked the car on the street or on the road to come in. Oh, those are the twins. Wow. Wow. How are you?
Milo.
What's your name?
Hannah.
Hannah? Wow. How are you doing? Let's go. I can see mommy, okay? How are you doing? What's your name? What is your name? Joe? Wow. So you're a big guy now, huh? Okay. Wow. This little one needs to be in school. Needs to be in school. But he's been denied that opportunity. He didn't do it. He didn't ask to be this way. But someone decides to ruin his life by ruining his father's life. Now the parents, this is what they have to go through. While other kids are advancing in school, they see their kids in a bush because they cannot afford it. Oh my goodness. You can't tell me this. So you want to tell me you guys sleep here or? Oh my goodness. This is where they live. My goodness. Here is where you live. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Oh my goodness. In this little place. Oh man. Let me see the size of the kitchen. Look here. This is the size of the kitchen right here. This is it. Imagine this. This is space where they have. So, you have seen, we have engaged with the government of the Republic of Liberia. The Justice Ministry was able to intervene and invited the United Nations High Commission and other stakeholders to a meeting regarding this case. There's a letter from the Justice Ministry inviting the UNHCR to a meeting to discuss this issue. A meeting was held. These were the stakeholders at that meeting, including the Foreign Ministry. United Nations High Commission for Refugees, the representative had no excuse, yet they refused to help Mr. Yekason. I cannot file a complaint with the Human Rights Department, with the United Nations, because their mandate states that we have to exhaust all local remedies before we can file a complaint. The process is taking too long. As we speak right now, I believe that the Justice Ministry have asked the Foreign Ministry to write a letter or engage the Guinean government to launch an investigation in this matter. But as we speak, Mr. Yekeson's health condition is worrisome. We cannot wait until it is too late. I'm calling on all of you to help us. Our goal is to get Mr. Yekeson to proper medical care, to ease his pain. That's what this video is intended to do. Please join us. Join us in this fight so that Mr. Yekeson can have some redress in this matter, so that this family can have some relief in this case. I will try to post a link with this video. It might be on top or below for a fundraiser so that we can generate funds to send Mr. Yekeson to a proper medical care. I'm hoping that he will come to the United States for that medical care. Thank you for listening. Thanks for your donations. Thanks for your help. Thanks for calling on the United Nations High Commission and the Guinean government to take care of responsibility to help this gentleman. Thank you very much. I have documents upon documents. Those are just few that you have seen. Please contact us on Facebook, Liberian Unite, on YouTube, where this video is posted right now. It's also going to be posted on Facebook. Please, you be our voice. Please be our voice. Thanks for listening, and thanks for your help.